Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from our shows focused on youth, community, and lifestyle. Please be sure to give us a follow on all of our social platforms. First up, we take a look at the Washington Commanders as they spread cheer during the holiday season. On How to Steam Your Dreams, we watch part 2 of the reactions to the Wavebreaker Cup gameplay footage. Next up on Read Science, tune into part 2 of the discussion on the universe, comets, and more. Finally, on Pitt Sports Zone, we tune into this part 2 of Robert Griffin III's partnership with USAA to donate cars to active duty soldiers. Thank you for tuning into this week's programming of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle.
Gibby was the best one. Was it Gibby? Yeah, it was Gibby. Gibby was the best one. Then once you figure that out.
Oh, that was a good strategy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Low key, I just imagine myself being back in the first tournament. Like even though like before the first tournament even started, I imagine myself like actually practicing with Aiden, and I just try my best.
You did a good job, bro.
Yeah.
But what was your strategy, your honest, when you learned your first time playing the game? What did you like about the gameplay?
It was nice. It was nice. I liked when I got second place, even though I was new.
All right. What was your strategy though? Like, how did the game play? Was it easy to play? Was it hard to play? Was the buttons? All right, so you guys actually were pioneers because it was actually the first sanctioned Aqua Bowl League tournament for this year's Ocean Bowl. The Ocean Bowl was like our Super Bowl for the Ocean Esports Games at Steam Your Dream. And we had it at Maps Technology, which was a really amazing. So Maps Technology is like the only place in Baltimore right now that you can actually go in there and play the game and develop your skills and work on the game. So with that being said, what did you guys win? Some of you guys win for that tournament. Because I know you guys came in first place, XPG1 and XPG2 came in second place, even though XPG2 had a bye. You know what I mean? I think XPG1, just because they kept playing, they was warmed up. I ain't gonna lie, Josiah. I'm just starting some controversy, Josiah. Big yikes controversy.
I just want to say this before I go on to the prizes. We were warm. Yeah, we were warm. But this guy still plays some rounds against us. He played a couple rounds. He was warm too. I'm just saying, because of this, I have bragging rights. So I'm going to utilize the bragging rights as much as I can.
Wow.
Wow. That's it.
Dang.
Right now, so what we won was basically a pair of gaming headphones for anything. You know, new cords, but for Ocean Bowl, for the real Ocean Bowl, a couple months ago, we had a trophy, a couple monies, and
What did you win this tournament besides the headphone? Didn't you just some of you guys won exclusive rights to go into the Max Gaming Lounge?
You can use like the headphones for like gaming or just watching shows or listening to music.
Nice. So let me ask you a question. So when you guys won, cause the first place prize, you guys won some free time at Maps. So how did you feel about winning the free time to play games at Maps Technology?
It felt very, very nice.
Are you going to go back to Maps Technology and play the games?
Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Aiden and Josiah and Johanna?
So I like Maps Technologies. I feel like it's a perfect place for me. I mean, like one of the perfect places for me to like actually practice the game, because one of the because the school is one of the places like I'm actually comfortable with, like
Right.
So there's three things. One, like wherever the Ocean Bowl tournament is at, I feel very comfortable with that. At this school, cross country, and Maps Technologies. Like I really like all these places because it just makes me feel very special.
For all that are out there, I just want to tell y'all, keep your dreams up.
Like Kevin said, I want you to keep your dreams up. But most of all, pay attention in school. Because a lot of people who pay attention in school be good in life. That's how we got here. That's how Brother Nance chose us. That's how we created the XPG gaming tournament. Not the tournaments. That's how we created XPG. So if you want to get like good things in life, you want to do good things, be a good person in life, you gotta keep grades up. I know there's a little Timmy out there who has a bunch of decent grades.
It's all about them. They are our North Star. Together, we're thrilled to welcome you to the very first Alcohol League Cup. Hosted right here at the amazing MAP Technologies Gaming Lounge in downtown. Huge shout out to the owner and community leader, Mike Peace. What up, Mike? For partnering with us to make this event possible. Thanks to Coach Jameer from Omega Sci-Fi chapter here right here in Baltimore, and Mr. Hopewell and Mr. Nance for bringing the toys down. We also have one girl, so let's go, gamers.
Why is so diabolical?
You gonna see people.
Who's that?
A random kid from YouTube.
This tournament is brought to you by Steam Your Dreams.
That looks so big. It's huge. It's like,
My favorite drink is
I think that's Starbucks.
no, that's Burger King. No, that's not Burger King. Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh. Are set up in teams of 3. There is one team
That thing looks amazing. I can't wait to go there.
Well, maybe you can have a birthday party here. It's really big.
No. Don't die on this.
No. Oh.
But then don't forget to send me this video.
XPG1, that's me. XPG1, let's go, Aiden.
XPG2. That's Angel.
Yeah, it's
Angel.
XPG2 is over there.
What's that Marvel thing back there? Goku. You have some Goku posts, some Marvel, some of my favorite series and movies.
Oh, it's just so fun over there. Alright, here's some actual games. Let's go!
Let's go!
The DJ that was invisible, the invisible DJ was great.
You was actually putting on some good songs.
You can wishlist this game on Steam, I'm pretty sure. If you wanna play the games, you can wish it on Steam. I think I gotta check out. Alright, here's some games. This is Triple G versus XPG1.
Go.
See, we didn't use a strat. Really much this game.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I'm
me.
player.
No,
That's me right there. I'm player 4.
Wait, no, that wasn't me.
No,
The
player.
octopus was
The octopus is my cousin.
Yeah, that was your cousin.
Let's go, bro. XPG1 in that, bro. XPG1 on that.
Who y'all were versing right there?
The Triple G's. Right there. Triple G's.
Oh.
And we actually... We blocked...
Don't use both of your things. We need both of our things done.
They were trying it.
Looked
They were
like
trying
they were
it.
trying so
But
hard.
this
And they
thing-
won, and they got our thing this time. They got...
Yeah.
I gotta tell Nathan, bro. He got cooked so bad. I'm putting this on.
They blaming it on
Nathan was in there?
Angel.
Yeah, bro.
They
And the
blaming
octopus has so much
Angel.
energy. The
Yeah,
octopus
Octopus
is...
definitely had a lot of energy.
That's why I told him to be octopus.
Yeah, 'cause-
And bro, I hit him with my special move, bro. I hit for the controller. I go, there's like a thumbstick. I go to like, boom,
And
boom.
they want you to go
That's what
twice.
Fortnite. I play Fortnite, so like, I have that movement. I already have that movement.
Yeah, he definitely that little move you did with the spin.
Yeah, I did on Josiah. Went
He said,
no, I'm not going that way.
He going
I went to
a little
Psycho
curve.
Josiah.
Bro,
But
they
he-
only got 1 point, G.
But they was actually doing
How much
good.
did y'all left them behind? Bro, you gotta watch the video. I don't know. They got that one. They got that one right there. So it was 2-3 right now. It's 2-3. My favorite.
This was
I
actually
can
a
watch
good
this
game.
video at home. Now it's a 3-3. Now this was where I was getting tense.
You
Well, I was
locked in
tense.
at this point.
But guess what, bro? You gotta watch the video.
At first,
We're not gonna show the video because you gotta watch it yourself, G's.
yo,
G's on the camera right there. You gotta watch it yourself. This is just a reaction. And we still score like that, bro. We score like that.
we good like that. We true to that.
We don't like that. We're gonna.
We true to that.
Right. Let's go. Yeah, that was. I see that y'all were intense
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
intense. That was,
That was
an intense
intense.
game right there, not online.
with the triple G versus XPG1. Whew.
Yeah,
Got me sweating on my boots.
yeah, that was
Not really, but
That was
metaphor. It's just a
actually-
metaphor. Just a metaphor.
Yeah,
I hit him with the veteran move.
but at first I was just.
Bro, I almost got a goal right there. Why are you saying me like that, brother? That was 5. And then that's a game. Saying that.
That's
3-5.
game. That's game.
Like triple G's XPG. No, I just said. Oh, never mind.
No.
We're gonna let you know. XPG,
At first I was confused.
XPG 1-9. We're just gonna let you
And
know.
I was
I don't care.
confused a bit.
Alright, now it's a 6-3. We're getting
No,
triple
I
G's
wasn't-
XPG.
I
And
wasn't
XPG 6.
confused. You told me to stay at the goal, so I stayed at the goal.
Yep. That's our thing. That's our thing.
Strategy.
Why do they keep saying me?
I don't know.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Bro, why did they bleep out when the ball got glitched? I wanted that to be there. I gotta tell my coach I'm gonna make a secret for bloopers. And I absolutely hit him with a veteran move. I hit him with that.
The ball got stuck.
I hit
How
circle.
you doing?
I'm not gonna tell you all my secrets.
Yeah, we ain't telling all our secrets.
Our secrets are not meant. They're secrets for a reason.
Right there.
Bro, it's literally a 3. It's literally a 3.
And I stayed.
Bro, guys, it's a 3 now. It's a 3-6.
I was like,
I mean,
so-
3-7. No, 3-7. It's 3-7 right now.
Mm.
And then you hit him with that ink cloud. The ink cloud.
But yeah, it's so.
Right now, it's a 4-7. 4-7. It's a score right now. Triple G's versus XPG1. 4-7. If they get one more, oh my god! I hit him with that spin move, G. I hit him with that spin move,
Yeah, you hit him with the spin move.
bro. I think their controller glitching. For real.
Yeah,
This was Dwayne. Let's go.
And
we got
he
the 3.
scored again.
And now it's 8-3. I mean 8-4. 8-4. It's 8-4. It's 8-4.
Yeah,
No, I'm
it's
talking
8-4.
about. No, I'm talking about like plus other games. So it's 8-4 right now.
Yeah, 8-4. Look at this. Look at this.
What they doing, bro?
And you know
Then
I
we took
had-
it. Then did Dwayne took it? Then Dwayne took it.
I took it and he scored like that.
9-4.
Let's do this.
9-4.
9-4, we did this. And you can see they put the ball.
They try to block us.
But that didn't work. I had to, you know what I had
Then
to
Dwayne needed it.
I needed it.
Let's go,
And
bro.
you did a terrible ball.
And I went barreling through it.
You went through it. You grabbed the
Let's
ball.
go.
You grabbed it.
4-10.
And that was
4-10.
good.
4-10, baby. Doing right there. All right, bro.
My favorite thing about like the end screen is this little man dancing.
Yeah. Alright, now, if you watch the video, you know who's going up. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Big yikes, and Aiden is talking real big crap out here. He talking real big yikesies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm talking big yikesies to Josiah team. I'm not talking big yikesies to the Triple D.
All right, not to the Triple G's. Here we all one community.
I'm
All
talking
right,
big
so who's
yikesies.
playing right here?
So right now, it's going to be the XPG1 versus XPG
Okay, two doors.
I like how you said DOS.
Yes, I like how they said doors.
SBT.
We're trying to make this international. We're trying to make this international, man.
Hey. Yep.
ABL. We're going to have a man Kevin on all the Spanish commentary for us.
Juegos Eh.
Yeah, you do all the standards, right? Yeah.
We about to pull up. Es el 1 contra el 2.
Yeah.
Eso es lo mismo. Time some person. De 5 minutos a 5 puntos. El quien llegue a 5 puntos primero es el ganador. Thank you. Also, we're not going to say that much because I don't really want to talk that much. I can talk all I want. I can translate for you. I just say this one's the finals. XPG1 versus XPG2. Estas son las finales XPG1 contra el XPG2.
We were gonna do this.
Y allí enseñan los líderes de los dos equipos. I said that down there you can see the 2 leaders of the team.
Here with me. This with me.
Alright, now this is my cousin. That's my cousin right now. And maybe tell him I didn't with Aiden's special move. Hizo el movimiento Adán especial. Veteran move. What's that? Like someone who fought in war? A veteran.
Yeah, I know what.
I can translate that.
Veteran Day was yesterday.
No, today was. No, it wasn't yesterday. Oh, no, it was today.
No, it was yesterday.
Oui.
But we had to hold off.
That's a sandcastle or what's that? Yeah, bro. I was just trying to glitch it. See, I'm just trying to live. I was just trying to keep the. Como le pusieron un castillo como de algo, lo trataron de glitchar para que entrara la pelota. Alright, just so y'all know, if y'all can't hear us right now, we're also just so y'all know, we're also speaking English on this. If you can't hear us, just watch the video if you can't hear us. Que solamente miren el video si no los pueden escuchar hablando inglés. Spin. Tell them I'll put a spin move. Hizo un movimiento especial de giro.
The Wayne with the ink move. The Wayne with the ink move.
They better not steal my move.
You better not steal your ink move. The tug of war. Let's go.
Alright, so right now, look at the monitor. Alright,
Estamos sacando el dispositivo para jugar.
Is it on the table?
So we're unboxing our Steam Pack. We're unboxing our Steam Pack for cross country. This is exclusively for the XPG gaming community here at cross country. All right, what do we got going on? The unboxing of the gaming computer. You Steam your dreams. We're making dreams come to reality out here for kids, man.
this is a good thing. Oh, what's the big monitor? Alright, take the right, geez. Alright.
That's the future right here. Future engineering, future writers, scientists, gamers.
Which one am I on?
Get a little closer. You know, he's a director. You know, Aiden is the boss. I'm just his worker, y'all. Yeah, I work for Aiden. Aiden don't work for me.
Alright, we're gonna do it. Since I'm new to this, since he's new to this, I'm gonna do Dwayne's on your team.
No, I can do this by myself.
Nah.
I want to win by myself.
Nah, bro, you're gonna be with Dwayne. I wanna try to challenge myself.
Alright?
You ready?
Come on, we only got one game, guys. Come on. Gotta tell them how to grab, y'all. Y'all ain't helping the brother out.
Alright,
Who scored?
Him.
Yo, think he. Yo, think he the. Yo, Aiden.
Alright, grab it like this. Right? Grab it like this. Hold on, one second. Yeah, I need it. Okay, there we go. Grabbing it like this. Hitting is like this. Hitting small is like this. And this is how you jump.
Alright, cool. I know how to jump.
My game. No.
He's frozen.
School. I'm frozen. You know.
video at the time 40 years ago this year.
Yeah.
And to be able to take that and expand it into different subject matter. So it's not just the distance scale, but also, as Megan mentioned, whether it's pressure, density, area, and try to make that relatable to things we can, you know, grasp a little bit more firmly down here on Earth.
In a previous life, I worked on a space shuttle experiment that did a physics experiment on orbit. And our particular experiment was critical phenomena, and we dealt with things like microkelvins and microgravity and all of these things. And so I see now, obviously, the connections. Like, you've been public affairs, science outreach people with Chandra, and the two questions I think that always came up when we were trying to talk to people and, you know, prepare statements about our experiment was, one, what's it good for? That takes a long time to figure out, but it's certainly worth knowing to tell taxpayers who are paying the bill. And the other one was, well, how big is that really? You know, what can you relate that to? It's like, so suddenly I see, it's like, I can imagine exactly where that question came from. And so magnitude here struck me as two things, both of which are so far back that I don't remember having to learn them, but I think people find difficult to grapple with. And the one is the idea, is like all these things that can be measured that you're talking about. You're talking about distance, you're talking about surface area, volume, acceleration, mass, and pretty much all the things that seem to be oddly central to physics. Like, this is all the stuff that, you know, I learned about it the very first time in physics. But then also this problem of orders of magnitude. An amazing thing that becomes everyday shorthand in my scientific community. But what does orders of magnitude mean is a really exciting thing to get at. And then trying somehow to relate things that are a gazillion times bigger than these things that are a billion times smaller than that when it comes to looking at their distance from us, their weight, their mass, their length, and things. Okay, now I'm rambling.
Well, I noticed something. I noticed that when you could, you sort of repeated a structure or a concept in each, I guess, each dimension or each concept, right? So if, red blood cells kept appearing through, so whether you talked about size or area or, velocity or, all these things were repeated. And I certainly felt that was intentional.
Yeah, and actually, we weren't sure if that would seem odd at first, and we talked about it with our editor because we repeated supernova remnants a lot. So we both work pretty heavily with data on supernova remnants. Obviously, because of our day job, the Chandra Observatory takes unparalleled images of exploded stars and X-ray light, and I think our department does a really good job of helping to visualize those specific objects in these beautiful ways. But they can be still really difficult to talk about and to translate into scales that can be understood. So I think repeated Cassiopeia A as one specific example of a supernova remnant a couple times. And I think we had another supernova remnant in there as well that felt useful to us because you can talk about the area of a supernova remnant, and that's one thing, but you can also talk about the energy output, and that's something totally different. But when you can kind of get some of these pieces of the same type of object and then still keep relating them to other types of things, it's, I think, really helpful for that idea of relevance and being able to relate to them. With Cassiopeia A, I talk about it like nonstop, as Megan knows. She's probably sick of hearing me bring it up as an example. Because like every talk I give, every possible thing I write about, it's always Cassiopeia, Cassiopeia, Cassiopeia. It's this beautiful star that exploded many times the size of our sun. It's collapsed, ran out of energy, then exploded all over the place. So when we're looking at an object like that and we talk about how much area it might take up, now it's been expanding for 10,000 plus years. So it's, really quite big right now. And if you say, you know, if you're looking at an image of Cassiopeia A and it's 30 light years across, all right, a light year is about 10 trillion kilometers. So you kind of can get a sense of that, but still, what does that mean? And then when you kind of extrapolate it down to the fact that the area of Cassiopeia A is about 40 million billion times the surface area of our star, and you can toss in the other 8 planets because they don't really matter at that scale, but you know, that size difference is really interesting to be able to relate to. And the same thing when you talk about its energy output, or even our other book on light, I think we talked about the idea of atomic collisions in that one, and how you can relate that, you know, something's going on in this beautiful pulsar and it's very far away, 25,000 light years or more, but something very similar happens in a neon sign that you see at the diner. So when you can get those kind of extrapolations and understand that there is a similar process going on here, it just gives you another, you know, frame of reference for your own interaction with that information.
Yeah, I mean, so I think just to build on what Kim said, I mean, I think if there is a common thread of all the things that we've done in our careers as have gone on, I think it's trying to make people understand or convince them that science isn't some other thing that happens with a small segment of people. Science is all around us, and it's something that, you know, everyone can appreciate and should hopefully feel not, I don't know, scared of or intimidated by, because I feel like, you know, what we're trying to do is to sort of make those connections between maybe something that seems like something totally foreign and you know, esoteric, like whether it's a supernova remnant. We want to make sure people understand that those same physical processes affect them in their daily lives, and also that these concepts are things that they can understand. It's just you need to have it explained well to you. It's not that there are, you know, science people and non-science people. It's that there's sort of poor explanations and good explanations, good teachers, bad teachers, whatever. So anyhow, that's one of the overarching big picture goals I think for our books is to make those connections for people, so that people understand that science is all around us, and you know they can learn that the scientific process isn't something foreign or weird, or especially I think in this day and age we really need to work on making, you know, maybe not scientific literacy such a priority, maybe even just scientific receptivity. People are not so scared of science, and I mean these books are one of our small steps to try to do that, I think, is because we feel like it's so important for people to feel comfortable with science.
So I want to just show this page. There's a lot of, all the pages are great, but yeah.
I know that Labrador.
I know, this Labrador just caught my eye. So yay, props to your illustrator. But we start with the electron to DNA to a human eyelash, which, you know, not many people are thinking, oh, that has some mass, doesn't it? And yeah, to the dog, to the Hubble. And yeah, as we go on, we've got the blue whale, I think.
Yes.
I can't turn the page, but yes, the blue whale, Halley's Comet. You know, and I felt like, that's right. I don't sit around and say, oh, Halley's Comet has mass, but of course I know it does. I took physics, the Earth, and we've got a black hole and a galaxy cluster. And I felt it was really wonderful the way you go from very small to very big, or very slow to very fast. You know, everything goes, it scales up.
Yeah, and you know, you talked about, you mentioned the illustrations too, and that was another thing that we've never done before this book, is to, you know, have a whole book of illustrations. I'm a data person, so I'm usually like images, data, you know, great. But with this topic, it really made sense to think about it differently. And I think the infographics provide a really nice continual visual that helps ground the whole book. In this idea of cohesiveness and relevance. The illustrator that our editor hooked us up with, Katie Peak, is an astrophysicist. So it was just like a perfect partnership to be able to get all of these topics illustrated so well to kind of help get those concepts across, you know?
Right, yes, exactly. How do you do the mass density of the universe, you know?
Right. Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
amazing the way
Especially when we get down to the really small sizes, you can't really image that stuff directly. Or when you talk about things like black holes, you can't image that directly. So there was a lot in this book that I think it made sense to take this different visualization approach through these infographics. And I just love the way they came out. Like it feels very, like it's telling a very visual story. And I definitely appreciated the way Katie was able to do that so beautifully.
Well, there, you know, as I was reading through the book after we received our copies, I was thinking, I want to give this to our school physics teacher. You know,
yeah.
I have a feeling he would love to have that in his library at school. And I have this feeling like at the holidays when this book is on the coffee table, people will be pouring through it because it's just, it's lovely and it displays concepts. And my kids are very physics minded, so I think they're going to love it.
Great. We
I'm
hope
always
so.
happy to hear that. How foreign is the idea that physics works the same in distant galaxies as it does inside the human body? This is another thing that we insist, you know, from the beginning, and the excitement of Newton's universal law of gravitation was realizing that gravity is something that makes the apple fall on his head, but it's also the thing that keeps the moon in orbit. And it's easy for me to forget that that was a great new idea and a unifying element that physics and then chemistry and then we assume that they appear to work the same every place and at every scale. That really is a pretty remarkable thing.
Yeah, I think, you know, it depends on who you ask, right? If you talk to a scientist, they'll say, of course, right? That's sort of a given. Am I frozen or is just Jeff frozen?
You're fine.
Oh, okay, sorry, I wasn't sure. It looked like there was a technical difficulty. So I feel like the concept of sort of this universality of science is not as well known as those of us who work in science think it is. I think people feel, you know, especially since there's so much pseudoscience out there, I think there's this sort of, unfortunately, a sort of, in certain segments of the population, there's a lack of understanding about how science works, and that the processes we're talking about for something that's either inside the body or on a microscopic scale or on a cosmic scale can have the same physics and underlying processes and rules and laws as do the things that you see walking down the street. And that's how our world works. I mean, we take, science is so embedded into our society and our lives. I mean, even just looking at your cell phone, I mean, how does that work? It works based on the understanding of, lots of different science, including a little bit of relativity thrown in there with, for GPS and all sorts of things. So I think that understanding that science is not some quote other entity, but it's just part of our lives on a micro and on a daily and on a macro scale is not as well recognized as I think science people might think it is. So that's one of the reasons why we try to always tie the exotic or the unusual or the exciting science back down to sort of, relatable ways for everyday experience to show that they're not fundamentally different. They're just really cool examples of an extreme or something that maybe you don't see every day, but it's connected to your everyday experience, if that makes sense.
And I feel like that idea, like this holistic approach to science, I guess to use that term, is something that we've done for sure in our day job. We've been trying to do that as much as we can. The Tandark Observatory is, high energy astrophysics. It's looking at some really esoteric things, black holes, dark matter, not always so graspable. So I think it's been a challenge that we've had in our day job to be able to talk about some of these topics in a way that is more relatable. And we've tried to bring some of that to our books. I think the last two books in particular, we've done that the most because the topics kind of let us branch out, right? Exactly. Light, that Joanne's beautifully showing right now, and also magnitude too. Because you can talk about some of the most simple concepts and really learn a lot about them. Like, I was at a beach with my kids and niece a number of years ago, and I took this photo of their shadows on the beach. And I loved that photo because visually it was beautiful, right? But then I'm like, shadows, those are kind of interesting. And the more you think about them, the more interesting it becomes. All right, blocked light. All right, let's think about blocked light, you know? And do we really use the idea of shadows in science? Oh, we sure do. I mean, you can look at astronomy alone, and the idea of blocked light has helped this huge explosion of discoveries around exoplanets, you know? And so now we've learned about thousands of these exoplanets. And we find out things like, oh, you know, it's raining diamonds on one of them and it's raining sapphires and rubies on another. No big deal. So, I mean, the idea that just a simple concept of blocked light was the impetus that led to some of those other discoveries. I mean, they took spectroscopy and other stuff to figure out some of the details, but it was that basic underlying theme. So simple, the shadow. And what can that do for us in science? Well, it can do a lot. So yeah, that's something that I think we've been trying to bring out in our books, just as a way to look at some of these really basic things that have a huge impact on what we know about the world around us.
So, and actually for those of you who don't have light, when did this come out? Was it just a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago?
2 years ago, 2015.
2 years, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it just seems like I just got it, but I've had it. So those of you who aren't familiar with their book, it starts at one end of the wavelength spectrum and moves to the other end, much as this magnitude does. I thought that was a clever way to set this up. Is this the same illustrator, or it seems like you have a lot of images?
Those are all images. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are almost all data-based images in that book, and that's my specialty. I do love data, as I mentioned. So it was a pure pleasure to hunt down those images because there are just so many beautiful photographs, microscopic images, astronomical images.
And a lot of these are from NASA, so they're sort of public use.
Yep, exactly. And we have fortunately grown a nice network of friends who are scientists, who are photographers, who we've been able to rely on for other projects. And they're all so gracious in letting us use their imagery in exchange for a couple copies of the book or whatever. So it was a really fun book to work on.
But because of course, any book like this, images are very pricey. So
yes, exactly. Yeah.
We all know this photo, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that book was really almost a direct extension of our day job, which is, if you work for Chandra, which is an X-ray telescope, the first question you have to ask or answer often is, what is an X-ray? Why do you, and also the second question is, why do you care about them? Why do you need another kind of telescope if you've got Hubble? There's a lot of these. And then that is a natural discussion of, well, there actually are many different kinds of light in addition to what we see with our eyes. And that simple concept alone is something that I don't think a lot of people outside of science understand, that there's different kinds of light. So really, it was just a sort of a labor of love, to be able to explore that and explain it and, find the coolest little facts about each kind of light and share that. And so that was a really fun project. And we have X-rays in there for Chandra, but it was the whole, as working in astronomy, so many times we have multi-wavelength images where we have different pieces of, the spectrum that we overlay together to tell the more complete picture. It's sort of like pieces of a puzzle. Even though and I don't think people fully, even though they love these images that they see, sometimes they don't know that they're seeing different kinds of light. And it sort of gets back to what Kim was talking about earlier. There's representation of data, different issues of color. How do you see something that's invisible? How do you make an image of something out of something that you cannot possibly see with the naked eye? So it's just a lot of stuff. It was fun to make. And, I think it's a fascinating topic. And again, one where there are examples in every wavelength that affect our daily lives that most people use daily and they might not even realize it. So that was fun.
Right. This picture really caught my eye. Because here's the things we use in our lives down below that fall on the different wavelengths. But then also these are some of the imaging satellites that are out there. Well, maybe not, that's not a satellite, but I thought, wow, that encapsulated it so nicely.
Yeah, and that's the sort of thing, I use that that image, or a version of that image, to talk about this idea of the multi-wavelength universe a lot, because it's such a simple way to be able to connect these types of light with things that people already know and have experience with. If you're using a microwave to heat up that macaroni and cheese, if you're using your infrared on a remote control, if you're getting x-rays at the dentist, I mean, just having a general familiarity with those different kinds of light. I think not everybody even realizes that they do. You know, if you're a comic book fan, you think of the Hulk and how the Hulk got to be the Hulk. You know, there are all these different kinds of light that are kind of there in our daily world already. So just putting a name to those things that you're already, you know, familiar with, I think is quite useful.
Right. It extends that universality theme that you see in magnitude of, yes, there are different kinds of light. Yes, these are all light. Yes, they are all electromagnetic waves. And so at some fundamental level, they're very similar, and you can understand them as different things, and you can understand them as the same thing.
Exactly.
It's really, really good. So these two books are very light.
The community is not just who we serve, it's who we are, both Navy and Army. USAA has had the privilege of partnering with the NABC Recycled Rides program since 2019. Without NABC, Kenwood Auto Body and Collision Works, we would not be able to make this a reality. So let's put our hands together for the men and women who put these cars together for our recipients today. It's an incredible honor to be part of this great program. Now, I do have some logistics to share with you about upcoming events here in Baltimore over the next couple of days. I invite all of you to join us right here at Rendezvous Point. USAA will be hosting a 2-day fan fest tomorrow and Friday. It's going to be the must-stop destination for Army and Navy fans. There are Army fans apparently. And the local community. It'll feature Army-Navy game-themed programs, interactive games, musical acts, fireworks, actual fireworks, and to get the fans in the city of Baltimore ready for the big game. The rock band Jimmy Eat World will be here tomorrow night at 7:30. It's a free concert. And then the country music star Brett Young will have the free concert on Friday night at 8:15 p.m. So tomorrow, Jimmy Eat World, 7:30. Friday, Brett Young, 8:15, right here. Now let me introduce to you another star of the show today, a person with great accolades, Heisman Trophy winner, 2012 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and member of an Army family, Robert Griffin III. Robert? Nice job.
Yes, I'm not the star of the show, though. You know, I'm very honored to partner with USA on this Recycled Rides event, but the bottom line is football is such a blessing to all of us. It's brought us all here today. This game, this rivalry between Army and Navy is something that's truly special, but it also gives us an opportunity to recognize special people who give everything to really help us have the freedoms that we have. So being in a military family, both parents serving in the Army, you know, 21 years from my dad, 13 years from my mom. You know, you learn sacrifice. You learn what it takes to start what you finish, and to be a part of something bigger than yourself. So I'm excited to be a part of this event with you guys because you deserve it. You've earned it. We should always do everything that we can to take care of our military veterans, and that's something, the cause that I know that USA is certainly important to them. It's important to me. So I'm excited to be here for that. So now let's go ahead and get to the coin toss. Let's see who's going to win the first matchup between Army and Navy. Who wants to give the ceremonial? Oh, he's letting you. Would you like to call heads or tails? What is it? Heads. He's calling heads. Did you hear what he said? I don't want any debates. Okay. This is heads. This is tails. Good. This is heads. This is tails. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. See what happened was. It is tails. All right. So you win the coin toss. Go over here, your card. Okay.
He's deferring to a second. Defer! Defer. He wants to Don't say kick. Defer.
You know, Navy won the toss, so that means we're gonna win the game.
6 seconds,
Yeah,
baby.
sure,
You know
no,
how we
I'm
do it. You know how we do it. We're going to do it back. All right, here we go.
Okay. All right, let's see your car. All right. All right. We're going to go ahead and get this vehicle revealed.
Drum roll.
All right, team, are you ready to pull it? We're good? Okay. Oh, collision works. There we go.
Counting?
I will. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You guys want to jump in?
Wait, Daddy, is this your new car? Yay!
Oh yeah. That is a sweet ride. This is the kind of reaction you want right there. Look at that. You like the car? They're ready to drive off. I don't have the keys. You guys do? The dogs have the keys. The dogs have the keys. You gotta ask the dog. Yeah, they ask the dog.
That's right. I might take care of him. I'll go with you.
Sitting on your lap. I think. She might be.
We're not going to do the keys.
Oh, not doing the keys just yet. We're gonna do the keys in just a few minutes. We're gonna find out. It's a mystery. We're gonna find out the second mystery. It's a mystery. Watch your feet, hands. All right.
We're going to take photos?
Yes.
What do you think, guys? Pretty cool. Congratulations. Dad did a good job, huh? You guys proud of your dad? Yeah. Really cool. This is a sweet ride. Well deserved. What do you think? Is it coming back up? Yeah. Oh boy. You want to come?
It's from here. We'll do a couple more.
Let's see. You want to come see? You want to come see? Oh, we'll figure that out. It might be Elvis releasing back.
We've been waiting. It's all building. Building. We're like, oh. I'm like, oh, my car next. I want one. Can I get a car? I serve. Can I get a car? Door now.
Look at the team in place. Look at the team in place.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to put the
Good.
I'm just going to do it.
Just grab and rip. Just grab and rip.
Okay, now on to the Army vehicle. Everybody want to help? 3, 2, 1. Get in? Taylor, welcome to come down.
What you think? What you think?
You want to jump in there with him, Robert?
This is my car.
So this is a pretty fun event.
Yes.
Some veterans, some pretty cool cars. You seem to enjoy doing this. Like,
Yeah.
what is fun about being able to give back in this kind of way?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with USAA, I've been partners with USAA for the past 13 years. And the things that we've been able to do together, giving back to the military, is something that means a lot to me, being a military brat. And I feel like sometimes our military veterans get forgotten about. So, you know, when you look at the Army-Navy game and what it embodies and how much these two, you say, organizations pour so much of themselves into this rivalry, you could hear it even in the introductions. Like, these guys, they want to win the game, but it's how they approach life that really makes it impactful. So to be able to give back to them, you got a father of 4 who's a single dad. You got a former, National Guard member who's been deployed into war times. Now they're trying they're continuing to serve or living a normal life, and this car is going to give them a chance to do that better. And I think that's what we should all be striving to do, is to give back to our military veterans for what they've given to us. So that's why it means so much to me, and it's why I'm always like, they call me, I'm there, because sometimes it's just about your time and giving your time back to the people who have given you the opportunity to have freedom. That's important to me.
While this rivalry is at the center of this big weekend coming up,
Oh, yeah.
it's very evident though they're all on one team.
Oh, yeah.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, it's all in fun, right? So we want to win, of course, and when I say we, I'm talking about Army, of course. Both my parents, served in the Army, so I understand that rivalry. But when it comes to sports in general, what we realize is the world should be more like the sports world, in the sense of people from different backgrounds, different heights, different weights, different ethnicities can come together and have one common goal. So even outside of this game, when it comes to how do we protect this country the right way, it's one team, right? Team America, however you want to embody that. And they know that. But when it comes to in between them lines, hey man, it's Army versus Navy. And that's what it is, and that's what we love about it.
Terrence Pitts, Bowie TV. How do you hope that this inspiration and this partnership with USAA will inspire others to support and to donate to service members?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, because sometimes we hear people say, hey, we got to take care of our vets. We gotta do a better job of giving them the resources that they need to kind of get back into a normal life, because there's nothing normal about serving our country and putting other people's families before your own. So, I'm hoping that, with what USA is doing and what I'm able to do with my platform can bring more attention to that. So it's not just lip service. This is the 126th game between these two teams, and USA has been doing this for over 100 years of giving back to the military. So they're fully committed to it. I'm fully committed to it. And hopefully people will hear that message and understand that we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. Like, you guys wouldn't be able to have these cameras and these mics and we're having these conversations if it wasn't for our military giving us that freedom to where we know we can walk down the street and have a conversation and not feel like we're in a war zone. So hopefully people hear that message and they'll continue to give back what they can to help our military veterans.
So Rob, you've been a part of both the Washington and the Baltimore organizations. Looking at how each team's current season has unfolded thus far, what do you think explains why each team's season has gone in such a different direction?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, both seasons have not been great. They've been doo-doo, poo queso, whatever you want to call it. It hasn't been what either team expected, specifically for the Commanders coming off of the NFC Championship game. To now being in a situation where their season is essentially over. Their quarterback and Jaden Daniels, JD5, has had numerous injuries to the point where I don't think he should play anymore this season. I thought he shouldn't have played after he dislocated his elbow, and I think they should protect him from himself. I know he wants to play. Trust me, every player wants to play. I've been there. And I think at this point they need to protect the player from themselves and protect their future. They've just been bit by the injury bug. You know, Zach Ertz being out now is also very, devastating. You don't know if he's going to ever play again, and they just have to gear up for next year. For the Ravens, on the other hand, they're 6-7, still in the thick of it in their division. So even though it hasn't gone the way that they want it to go, and Lamar Jackson hasn't played to the MVP level that we're used to seeing him play at, they can still turn it around because they're still right there. They're within a couple games with 4 games left in the season. They're healthier than they have been all year. They just have to get their rhythm back. I don't think any team in the NFL wants the Ravens to make the playoffs, because although there's the conversations about Lamar and how he plays in the playoffs, you don't want to have to deal with that monster. And if they get going here over the last few games, they could sneak into the playoffs and be a team that nobody wants to play.
When you talk about your own injuries and you see Jaden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, similar to your story and, the advice that you have, I agree, shouldn't play no more the rest of the season, let his body fully heal. When you look at it in hindsight, how do you look at it in contrast to the situation that you went through?
Yeah, I've seen the comparisons a lot, and I've gone out of my way to let people know that Jaden Daniels' situation is not the same as my situation for a number of reasons. But to put it very easily, Jaden is in an organization that fully has his back, that has a new ownership group that does it the right way, that has a new head coach who is willing to stand at the podium and say, that's on me. They have an offensive coordinator that knows how to work with dual threat mobile guys. And my advice to him is never let the outside noise change what's going on in the inside. I think the fact that he has come back so many times this year proves to his teammates that he's tough, that he loves them, and that he wants to put it all on the line for them. I think everyone in that locker room now would agree, hey, our season's done, we're out of the playoffs, we need this guy to be healthy for the long term, 10 to 15 to 20 years, not just for next Sunday or the Sunday after that. So everyone at home that wants to make those comparisons, I understand why you do, but just understand that it's a completely different set of circumstances, completely different injuries, and a completely different organization. Jaden Daniels is the future, will be the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing him have a long career.
So can you tell us about the importance of this event today, or the significance?
This has been a lot of different organizations looking out for the members, or for the service members. This means a lot to me, honestly. This is more space for my kids, a more reliable car, just a blessing overall.
How is that going to play into your day-to-day duties and responsibilities?
Well, now I don't have to worry about trying to figure out the logistics of fitting 4 kids, backpacks, sporting event goods, everything, groceries onto one little tiny Subaru. This will make my life immensely easier.
Why is it so important for these organizations to, I guess, pour back into the military?
I feel like this shows the service members that it's not a day-to-day job where you don't get anything back. You're sacrificing for the country, and organizations are out there to support you.
How did you get nominated?
Right spot at the right time. Honestly, I had just walked into the office and overheard some of my leadership mention it. I'm like, what was that? And they're like, oh yeah, we're just looking for a nominee. I was like, well, if you guys are looking for nominees, I wouldn't mind. And they're like, okay, well, let's go over the prerequisites. Going over all that, they said that I was a perfect fit, and just sort of went from there.
Like he answered all the questions I had. I just want to. What's your prediction for Saturday? What's the score that Navy beats Army?
Oh my God, we're gonna win by a landslide. 2 touchdowns minimum.